The passing big man is an archetype that goes back to the beginning of the NBA. Bill Russell in the 60s was one of the first players to routinely exercise the outlet pass and capitalize on teammates' off-ball movement to hit them in more efficient scoring positions. Wilt Chamberlain expanded on this role further in his Philadelphia days, mixing in some more versatile delivery and a bit more creativity. Into the 70s, we saw guys like Tom Boerwinkle and Bill Walton who would hit cutters out of the post, serving as an offensive focal point, and Alvin Adams became one of the first bigs to actually showcase a perimeter-oriented passing game from the mid-range area. Over time, we saw more and more bigs surfacing who displayed these same abilities, such as Arvydas Sabonis and Vlade Divac, guys who hit flowing offense from the outside or in the post. And then came the mobile passing bigs like Chris Webber and Kevin Garnett, who displayed unique abilities, such as the touch pass. In the 2010s came the bigs who excelled at exploiting defensive errors from the three-point line, such as Marc Gasol, Al Horford, and Draymond Green. Now we arrive in 2021, and there's one big who excels in all of these categories and more, the NBA's MVP, Nikola Jokic. Jokic has already made a name for himself as the best passing big man ever, but is it possible that his combination of vision, delivery, and manipulation are enough to make him the best passer in NBA history? Jokic runs a majority of his offense in the mid-post, where Denver can run this type of 1977 Blazers scheme with cutters running around him. He's amazing at threading the needle in these spots, only needing the tightest of windows to hit teammates in stride to the basket, meaning there's very little room for defensive error. Some of these opportunities don't even look open until Jokic gets it through, and it results in a wide open basket at the rim. His height allows him to see right over the defense, giving him unique angles that most guards just can't obtain, and he uses his length to fling the ball above the top of defenders. This is where he does most of his damage, just surveying the floor from above and making simple yet extremely effective passes that lead to very efficient shots. He'll often use little hops or the occasional fake jump shot to give himself a little extra height on the apex of these passes to more comfortably guide them into the hands of teammates. He also makes great use of his length by wrapping the ball around defenders, most commonly using just one extended hand to make these deliveries. Perhaps the deadliest aspect of his post-passing game is how little time he needs to make the best decision possible, and this makes his two-man game borderline unstoppable. All it takes is a one-step lead for Jokic to capitalize on the opportunity, which usually results in him catching the ball and quickly flicking it right back. He can mix some strong manipulation techniques into these as well, like on this one where he goes through the motion of a post fade before quickly sending it right back to Barton for a wide open dunk. He also loves to utilize no-look passes to hold defenders in their spots, minimizing the threat of help side coverage, which leads to more free points. When the defense counters these cuts, he can audible these plays into more effective ones by faking a dribble handoff into a backdoor or by simply flowing into a new two-man game that ends with the same result. Jokic is just so accurate when hitting cutters that defenders are forced to help from the weak side, leaving the corner vulnerable to cross-court passes. His hawk-like vision allows him to read the entire defense at once, and any slight hesitation by the corner defender is enough for the Joker to hit a shooter right in the pocket for an open three. What makes it even tougher is that he'll stare the cutters dead in the eye as they run through the lane while firing these skip passes, like on this one where he turns Zion Williamson into a statue, leaving Millsap enough time to hit the three. Here he signals for Gordon to cut, which he knows will force Covington to roam into the lane just long enough for him to lob it over the top to Porter for a wide open three. What's even crazier is where Gordon and MPJ were when Jokic started winding up this pass, which shows that he had already played this out in his head, where he uses the cut as a decoy to open up the cross-court dime, turning NBA basketball into his personal playground. He does this with defenses all the time, using his eyes and hands to make it look like it's 100% going to a certain player before changing it at the last second and firing it to another one who is now wide open. Notice how his eyes are locked on the corner the entire time here, forcing Morris and Shamet to commit to their man, which leaves a wide open Murray who he hits in the pocket at a ridiculous velocity. On this one, he catches the ball in the high post, and while watching the corner action go down, decides to just fire one across the court to the open man without even looking at him once, displaying some kind of sixth sense for where the ball needs to be, and almost always getting it there. The speed that Jokic is able to get the ball into these spots with such accuracy means that any slight mistake by the weak side coverage will inevitably be taken advantage of, and his ability to pre-place these passes is the icing on the cake. It's not rare for Jokic to make these types of plays, often throwing passes before the opportunity even opens up, showcasing some of the best anticipation we've ever seen. Here he slips the ball right behind Duncan Robinson before MPJ is even in position for the catch, leading his receiver into a free 2 points, had he made the layup. He doesn't only make these reads out of the post either. You'll see it when he's running on the perimeter, on this play faking the dribble handoff into a quick lob to Grant on the slip, and on this one hitting MPJ just before he creates the separation from his man. He displays these same abilities as a pick and roll passer, being a quick decision maker, but having the patience to wait for the highest percentage shot to open up before choosing the best angle of delivery. Notice the little hop being utilized again to make this pass. Not only is he a great pick and roll passer as the ball handler, but as the roll man as well. Again showing that quick decision making with strong reads on the move, very reminiscent of the great Larry Bird. Here he attacks the 4-on-5, and while staring Grant in the eye, quickly fires one to Morris on the block for the layup, moving Kawhi Leonard out of the play like a chess piece. His touch passing is next level, able to direct the ball wherever he wants in just a split second, generating practice shots under the basket at will. He can pass on the move when attacking with the ball as well, showing soft touch for lobs around the rim and countering vertical contests with slick laydowns. It feels like whatever the defense throws at Jokic, he has yet another trick up his sleeve to get the ball from point A to point B uninterrupted, a testament to just how polished his game as a passer is. When he's running the role of the point guard in the offense, he loves to slip one-handed dimes through to cutters, and again teams are forced to react to those, which he counters with the cross-court coverage. From the top of the key, he'll stand still and pick apart defenses while his teammates move around, almost like a quarterback trying to find his receivers, and the success rate on these plays lead me to believe that he's probably the best QB in all of Denver. Jokic appears to be playing his own little game of football at times when making full court outlet passes to leaking teammates, turning defensive rebounds into instant transition offense. In most cases, great outlet passers will take a second to assess the defense and find the most open teammate, but Jokic only needs a fraction of that to decide where he's going with the ball and hit the recipient in stride. In the case that he takes the ball himself in transition, his arm strength and court vision take over in these spots, firing passes into tight gaps to hit running teammates. He can turn made shots into fast breaks at will, but not in the way Magic Johnson or Steve Nash did, but by simply grabbing the make and firing a baseball pass past half court to attack the defense on its heels. His transition passing game is great, and part of what makes it so dangerous is how there's not a single spot on the court that he isn't capable of hitting with pinpoint accuracy, making every player on his team a threat to score at all times. When the game slows down, he can do just about anything, whether it's in the post finding cutters, skipping the ball over those cutters, or just finding teammates for free baskets without ever even looking at them. His passing flows well into the movement of offense, not only as a roller or cutter, but when flashing for a two-man game, and his height allows him to survey the floor from the top of the key at a level that arguably nobody in NBA history can match. His manipulation of defenses is masterful, and the delivery angles that he creates make any pass a possibility, whether it's visibly open or not. When it comes to passing, there's nothing he can't do. And not only does that make him the best passing big man this game has ever seen, but gives him a very strong argument to be the best overall passer in NBA history. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn my post notifications on to be first on more content like this. Also make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch to keep up with my other content. You can find those links in the description. If you want to join my Discord or become a YouTube member, those links will be in the description as well. Feel free to let me know down in the comments who you believe the best passer in NBA history is and where Jokic ranks on your list. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.